the owner of Notary SWFL. It's fantastic to be here, and I'm especially excited about the mock notary session we'll be running today.
Bookkeeping, payroll, sales tax, and consulting, primarily for SMBs in the construction industry. Today, I'm here to share insights on how notaries can organize their finances and best tools that they can use to help them along the way.
Not only will we showcase the BlueNotary platform, but we're going to delve deep into the ins and outs of being a notary in the modern age, ensuring our viewers can streamline their operation and optimize their finances.
That's so awesome, Katie. Honestly, in a world that's rapidly digitizing, it's more crucial than ever for notaries to stay updated, organized, and proactive. I am so thrilled to share what I've learned and observed from helping businesses thrive in today's environments and now pass that along to notaries.
Perfect. So we are going to jump right into it. This is the mock notary session on the BlueNotary platform, where I'll be the signer and Chris is going to play the role of the notary. This will give you a first-hand look at how seamless and efficient the process can be.
Get ready, guys. Enjoy.
Hi.
So it looks like you're going through the ID verification process. I'm not going to go ahead and get started until you've gone ahead and completed that, if that's okay with you. Just looking at this here, and I'm going to change the notarization type to an oath. Okie doke. How's your day going so far, Miss Kate?
It's going very well. Thank you for asking.
I'm so happy to hear that.
All right, so I'm doing the biometric.
Oh, wow. It almost looks like you're doing a workout. I love that. Great. So you've gone ahead and gotten through the ID verification process. I updated the type of notarization that we're doing. So let's get started. I do have to go through a script, so bear with me because we have to follow the law. Hello, my name is Christopher Calkins Jr. I'm a commissioned remote online notary in the state of Florida. I'm authorized to notarize documents online for use nationwide. Before we proceed, do you understand and consent to having me conduct a remote online notarization in Florida today?
Yes, I do.
And do you understand that this notarization will be recorded?
Yes.
And are you participating in today's notarization of your own free will?
Yes.
Great. Do you understand the contents of the document that you're about to sign?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so it looks to me, actually, do you want to just briefly describe what I'm notarizing for you today?
Sure, yes. So this is a notice of commencement for a solar for my house.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So it looks like you're going to be saving some money, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the
So
plan.
do you have your tax folio number handy so I can pop that in for you?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
I feel like that's what you were going to say, wasn't it?
That is exactly the number that I was going to say. How
That
did
is, I feel like I can just read you.
you
I feel like I can just read you.
That's great.
Oh, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I love these new features that you guys just launched with the resizing and the fonts. It's so fantastic.
So when I've done the notice of commencements, usually it's the contractors and they fill that out for me. But you're saying that you can go on to, where did you say? To find that information?
So, property appraiser, Charlotte County. I don't mind giving my address, seeing that all you creepers, if you're really going to creep me, let's be real here. Oh, parcel G. So we can just go to the property appraiser. Okay. So the tax folio number
Mm-hmm.
that they always ask for is,
Yeah.
is this number here. Okay. So it's the property ID, tax folio number. They have like 35 different names for it. And then if you come down here, here's the long legal name that you can just copy and paste. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that we got all the big fancy schmancy stuff that the county needs,
Mm-hmm.
I do want you to make sure that you read this warning to the owner. It's just important that you understand exactly what you're signing.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I just got that in the way there. I apologize.
You're fine.
Fantastic. I know I'm fine. See what happens when you get so lazy with your app?
Oh, like having it already filled out for you?
It's always filled out for me. This is the most work I've ever had to do on one of these in a really long time. Okay. Wow. So that was a lot, but here's what we're doing. We want to make sure that this is properly recorded when it does go on the county land records, because without that, you're not going to be able to get your building permits, and they're
Mm-hmm.
basically not going to be able to approve your solar install. So now that we have all the proper information in there, I do need to administer an oath, making
Okay.
sure. So if you want to just quickly skim through this one more time to make sure that you do understand everything and that everything is true.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so I do need you to raise your right hand. You can answer with I swear or I affirm. Swearing is to God. Affirmation is on your honor. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the statements made in this document are true to the best of your knowledge and belief? Do you swear or affirm?
I swear.
Fantastic. Drop your hand down for me. And now we can get to the fun part, the signing. I do encourage you to draw your signature as opposed to using the pre-populated typed one. It's just for some reason they seem to like it better. Let me just move that down here. Oh, yes, beautiful. Oh, she's a fast clicker, this one. Oh, wow, it's a very aggressive signature. Let me just adjust that for you. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alrighty. Very
I did my
aggressive.
best.
We will get you to
So you tell them to draw it instead of type?
always.
Interesting.
I say it doesn't have to be perfect, but do your best.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I want to drop my seal right here. And as you can see here with the new platform, it doesn't actually have the disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
we do
by the
probably
time,
by the time this airs, it'll be fixed.
yeah.
But just to make sure that we're compliant. In any event, Miss Tremulous, we are all set with this signing. Let me just take a couple of moments to look everything over, which I've done about 13 times, and make sure that there are no blanks and that everything's filled out correctly. Oh, wait, there isn't because I'm perfect. Oh, wow. But I do invite you to do the same. So why don't you do a quick skim?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I know it's right. I know it's right.
Does it matter that there's no permit number?
There actually, it doesn't matter because typically the permit would come after. So no.
Oh, this is a permit. Okay, yeah, that
And
makes sense.
and just so you know that this instrument prepared by, that's a Palm Beach County thing. So I just did it on every single one of my NOCs so that way
Okay.
once all of them follow suit.
Okay.
All
That
right,
makes
great.
sense.
So now that we're all set, do you have any other questions for me as far as this notarization goes?
I do not. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You will receive a copy of this immediately after the session, and you'll be able to retrieve the documents anytime by logging back into your BlueNotary.us account. Thank you for choosing Blue Notary and Digisist for your remote online notarization needs.
Many notaries, especially when starting out, heavily rely on platforms or agencies to get business. And while these can be fantastic launch pads, there's immense value in sourcing your own leads.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. Honestly, solely relying on platforms can put such a cap on your potential. And let's just talk about why.
Sure. For one, when you bring your own clients, you have direct control over the relationship.
Uh,
Um, yes. So this means that you can set your own fees, dictate your schedule, and build a relationship that can lead to repeat business and referrals.
that's so spot on and exactly, honestly, what I think both you and I have done. And let's not forget about the networking potential.
Yes.
Engaging in local business events, business networking events rather, which
Mhm.
I personally don't do, but I know that you do a lot of, like
I
attending
do.
some Chamber of Commerce events or simply being active on professional platforms like LinkedIn and other numerous doors that can be slammed the heck open.
Yes. Yes. And if you leverage your current sphere of influence and then also make a really good impression, one-time clients can turn into someone that is a really good source of both referrals and income for you. So I think word of mouth and someone referring someone else is one of the most powerful tools in our industry.
Well, even coming from the bookkeeping side, referrals are where I really would only work with people, to be honest, that I had a
Mhm.
referral from just because I wouldn't trust oh, hey, can you give me a price for this? Can you give me a number for this? How much are you going to charge me for this?
Yeah.
Referrals are truthfully, it's a vetted, warm lead, if you will,
Hmm.
right? So, but at the same time, online platforms can't be ignored. LinkedIn, for instance, is a gold mine for notaries. I
Hmm.
personally haven't jumped into it, but I've heard so many good things about other notaries that have delved into that.
Yes.
Would that be one of them?
Yeah.
Regular posts about your services, sharing your knowledge, which Katie, we
Mhm.
all know you have so many fantastic videos out there already. Or honestly, even engaging with others in your field can just boost that visibility and credibility, which is so important.
Yes. And of course, we can't rule out the traditional routes. So, handing out business cards, attending conferences or workshops, and then collaborating with local businesses can really bring brand awareness to your business.
Well, absolutely. But in the end, it's all about being proactive and diversified in your approach. And notaries really do have to be both service providers and entrepreneurs because let's be real, we make shit happen. So the more you invest in your personal brand and those relationships that go along with it, the higher the rewards that you will see.
Mm-hmm. And just as an aside to all of the notaries that might be listening or have want some insight into the industry, that the opportunities are endless.
Mhm.
So the world is vast, and
And
especially
how many new things have you been doing lately on the
untapped
channel of
markets.
Untapped
I have a
Markets?
lot. Yeah, so I have a couple in the pipeline. It just takes a little bit of research sometimes, but I do have a lot coming out.
And how do you find those though, Katie?
My brain just doesn't shut off. So
Well,
almost
we know
every.
that. We know that. But I mean, but you're just Googling, you're
So,
just
well, okay, yes. So the easiest thing that I can say is that when I'm out in the community, I'm constantly talking to different people and then constantly trying to find different niches. So even someone from the receptionist at the front desk of a place that I recently went to, she was in the Navy. And so I asked her about Navy ships and if they had a notary on board. So that's going to be
quite literally
in,
on board. And I come
yeah.
from Groton, Connecticut, the submarine capital of the world, where I loved my seamen and they were fantastic. But again, I felt so bad because there were so many families that probably needed a notary to get stuff done. Your untapped markets, I think, are a great thing, and we really should, honestly, if I don't know, we'll post some things. Well, you're going to post some things because that's what you
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Well, I'm
So,
off the top of my head in case someone is just without going into and sitting down and watching all of them. The most recent is mineral rights groups, law firms, litigation, shipping to and from the United States, international shipping. There's a ton of different avenues that are not
think outside the
utilized.
box. Think outside the
Yeah, you
box,
got to think outside
right?
of the box.
Yeah.
Essentially, you
Yeah.
just got to think outside the
And
box.
no one's going to do it, and no one's going to do it for you.
No,
Yeah.
no. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, let's head on to our next one after this little break.
Sure.
Welcome back. This is important, so pay attention. You too, Katie. Pay close attention. One of the biggest mistakes that I see notaries making is mixing their personal and business finances.
Hmm.
It is so crucial to separate these two to keep a clear record and honestly peace of mind.
Yes, 100%. So when I first started out, I didn't realize the importance of making sure that you're starting out on the right foot. And it can be very, very confusing when you're first starting a new business if you have only done a 9 to 5 where you got your regular tax forms and you didn't really have to deal with this. But there are tools that are out there that I am slowly learning to make our life easier.
Well, and that's a great point too, because maybe now you've realized why your bosses were pulling their hair out at those 9 to 5s. And don't mind my cat in the background, that's Miss
Mhm.
Mimi. But there are tools out there, like you said, like QuickBooks Online, which I'm a
Mhm.
certified QuickBooks Pro advisor. I have been since 2014. And those are, or that is rather, to me, I always call it the skeleton of the business.
Mhm.
So you start with the skeleton and then you can build off of it. So not to go too crazy into it, but QuickBooks Desktop way back in the day was it was an application that did everything. It was like everything
Mhm.
was inside the app. And you downloaded it on your computer, you got the software license, and you activated and all this stuff, and everything had to go through QuickBooks Desktop.
Yeah.
Now, QuickBooks Online changed their modality, right? So they were like, okay, oh, okay, bye, Mimi. They changed their modality in the sense that we're going to be the skeleton and we're going to add things onto this that will enhance the user's experience and also provide them with much stronger reporting and line of sight over their finances
Mhm.
and make things easier because not everyone can afford to hire a bookkeeper like me. Like I'm not cheap and I
Yeah.
don't expect people to just be like, hey, I want to hire you today. But when you're
Mhm.
starting out, I still want my notaries to be able to start out on the right foot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? At the very least, get a QuickBooks Online account. Now,
Mhm.
I know that QuickBooks offers an account setup thing that they do for
Mhm.
so much money, whatever. I think it's like 50 some odd dollars. I'd be more than happy to offer the viewers of this a account setup fee of $75. I'm happy to do that. It's a one-time setup. We're not doing anything more than that, so don't try to, they call it scope creep. Don't try to jump on that a little bit more, but I would be more than happy to do that for fellow notaries that are just looking to get their stuff organized
Mm-hmm.
and get their chart of accounts set up properly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so important. With QuickBooks Online, you have the ability, and I don't make money from QuickBooks Online. I used to, but I don't actually make any referral dollars from QuickBooks Online. This is just a pure,
Not sponsored.
yeah, not sponsored. This is just a pure love. But like I see all these other like notary apps and things that are like, oh, mileage tracking and this, that, the other. Well, just tonight, Katie, you know this because I was just
Mhm.
talking to you about this. I had a fellow notary from my other group, Notary City, and she came over and needed help scanning because her scanner broke or what have you.
Mhm.
So she popped by. I go, you realize that this trip that you took for 1 hour here to my house and the trip back, that mileage is deductible. I
Mhm.
go, no, I'm not an accountant. I go, but girl, I will put that in.
Yeah.
And the QuickBooks Online app, as long as you have your location services on, will
Mhm.
ask you, is this personal? Is this business? Personal? Business. Like,
Yeah, to make your life easier.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because running a business is hard enough, and the less things that you have to think about, the better.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So let's talk about deductions a little bit because
But how do you log your miles? Be honest. Be honest.
let's not talk about it.
How would you log your miles?
I would usually just look up how long it took, like how many miles it took to get someplace. So if I'm going over to Miami, that's how many miles I would put in. And then I would just have to add them up myself. I do know that other notaries sometimes do like a round guesstimate as well,
Where do you put
but
that, though, is what I'm asking.
in a notebook. Just, I know I can see the horror on your face, and that's
Okay,
okay.
but that's okay. And you know what? You know how many other people are out there that literally do the same exact thing that you do?
Yes, yes. So
Yeah,
I'm not alone, I'm sure.
you're not alone, but I will publicly shame you right now
I
because
know you're going to. That's
here's
why
the
I didn't
thing.
want to
No,
tell you.
but here's the thing is that it's so cool that you're open and willing to do this because you're helping other people. So by
I
doing
know.
this, you're opening your heart and life up to help
Hmm.
other people. So tell other people, hey, it's not that crazy to do it this way.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's definitely like that would be easier than writing it down because I know that there's times that I forget to do stuff. Like as far as I have to run to Staples to go get more paper, or
Oh
I have to
gosh, yeah.
all the time, or I have to, like yesterday, I had to run to the bank because I had to get something in person notarized, which we can talk.
Even though I offered to meet you in a
It
parking
would have
lot.
been quicker. It would have
Mhm,
been
mhm.
quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been quicker. But anyway, that trip
Mhm.
to the bank to go get that notarized did not get logged. So, you
But
know.
again, though, that's those things that's an oversight, and
Hmm.
those are things that we shouldn't. Again, in the construction industry, we call it leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
So now we're taking money from our own pockets on
Hmm.
purpose because we're
Yeah.
just being negligent for ourselves. We're
Yeah.
so detail oriented. We're so focused on making sure that everything gets done perfectly that we end up screwing ourselves.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
I think
let's start helping ourselves so that we can continue helping other people.
Yeah, I think sometimes business owners and just in general, we're like the last on the list of things to get.
How do you think my books were for years and years and years?
Yeah,
Until I
yeah,
slapped myself in the face and said, "Get your shit together, Calkins."
yeah. I know it's like putting together new furniture in your house. Like you don't want to do it, and then as soon as you do it, you know,
Whatever, whatever do you mean, Katie?
I've been putting together furniture for the past 2 hours.
She's been putting together furniture for the last. I've been getting these messages. I don't know when we can do our video because I can't. You know what? Let's move on to deduction.
Anyway, okay, so yes, talk to me about deductions.
All right, so there are so many deductions available, but you
Yeah.
have to be smart about it. So QuickBooks Online is going to help you, but again,
Hmm.
I want to say you don't want to pay me. I can probably get something together, some sort of resource to just get a basic general chart of accounts that people can use
Yeah.
for their business if they don't want to pay me for something, but that's fine. Just something that they can have as a baseline.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I know it says QuickBooks, but it's not easy books. It's not the quickest of books. You can't do it on your own. You can, but you have to have some sort of bookkeeping background. Do what you do
Like
and
a
what the
reference. Yeah.
yeah, like come on, people, like calm it down. Like
Yeah.
let's make sure the money that you'll save by investing into the bookkeeper,
Mm-hmm.
it honestly will benefit you not only in tax preparation fees, but it will also help you when you actually go to your tax preparer and you're coming up with your tax strategy of whether you want to buy a house in a few years, whether you're looking to get a loan for a vehicle or what have you. It's all about utilizing your resources the best way possible
Mm-hmm.
and understanding why it's not an expense, it's an investment.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Another way to look at it is opportunity cost. If I paid you however much your price is, and then you saved me twice what I would pay you, that makes sense.
Return on investment, ROI.
Return on investment. Yep.
Yeah,
ROI.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, so we have the home office expenses. So how big is your office right now at your house, give or take?
I don't know.
So let's
just
just pretend, let's say it's 10 by 10. So
okay.
you
Yeah.
have 100 square feet of office space. So
Mm-hmm.
now that part of your rent or mortgage, whatever, then that
Mm-hmm.
would be your home office deduction. Now, then let's go to your utilities. So your utilities, are you primarily using them for your work? Because you're a remote online notary, aren't you?
That's true. Yes.
And that electricity that you're using, those
Is
lights in the
mostly,
back, those lights in the background, they don't light themselves, do they?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I
No.
mean? The
Yeah.
paper, all those things. Oh, and what did I tell you earlier? Remember about the notary that came over today?
Yeah.
The
About
training.
the, mm-hmm. Yeah, because that everything that you put into the job, even down to clothes or like tops or things that you buy,
You're
any
right.
type
No,
of,
no, you're
yeah.
right. Don't stop yourself. You're right.
Well, I was gonna say,
No, but the accountant put it to me the best way. He's
sure.
a beautiful accountant and he's so smart. And he goes, anything that has a part of generating your income for your business
Mm-hmm.
is part of your write-offs that you can include in your business expenses. And
Yeah.
now I'm not an accountant, so I'm not saying that this is like talk to your accountant,
Law.
talk to your tax
Yeah.
preparer.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you and them, but at the same time, that seemed very logical to me.
Yeah.
If it's contributing to you making money,
Mm-hmm.
then that is a logical business expense.
Yes. Yeah. And when I went to the NNA, they kept talking about it. But if you are going to these networking events, if you are
Oh
going to these
yeah.
conferences, if you are spending money on advertising, on marketing, on your business cards, on anything to do with your business, I'm also not a tax consultant or anything, but you can write that off and look into it
And if you
because
can,
there's,
no, put it in to be written off,
yeah,
and then have your tax preparer review it. And if they're not willing to review it properly, then find a new person. Go on the QuickBooks
yeah.
Pro Advisor website and search it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're
Yeah,
right.
because it's down to even like your nails because or if you get your hair done because
Well,
that's your appearance.
I'm sorry.
You're
No, no,
on
no.
screen.
What did they say? But even for in-person notaries,
Yeah.
they ask you to wear a certain type of dress, and
Mm-hmm.
they ask or not dress, but like outfit, whether it's a tie or a suit or slacks or that costs money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Dry
Yeah.
cleaning costs money. All these things, the gas to get to and from, the
Mm-hmm.
car wash so you don't show up with a car that looks like you just drove through a mud pile.
Yeah.
These are things that you can discuss. I'm not saying being shady, but I'm saying being
Well, like,
smart.
yeah, smart with your money. You want to eggs cost like $5. You want to make sure that you're saving as much money as you can. So, especially right now.
Oh gosh, I
So,
know. But
yeah.
honestly, so with software like QBO and with people like myself. There are many of me, but not any like
There's
me.
no one like you.
I know, thank you. I was waiting for that. I was
I
totally
know.
just fishing, just fishing. But honestly, prioritize your financial health, honestly.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's really the most I can say about it.
Yeah. And I'm the first one to be on the fence about it because it's just not something fun for me to talk about. Like when we were talking about different topics, I was like, let's talk about literally anything else, but it is important for you to have that peace of mind so that it's not something that's looming over you all the time where you have to do like extensions on your taxes because you have no idea and then you're scrambling. So don't do that. Just get your affairs in order as soon as you can and set yourself up for success so that you're not worrying about it like I sometimes do.
And wink, wink, work with a professional.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes. Okay, so for our next segment, I want to talk about how being a notary is so much more than just validating signatures. It's a little bit more of a mindset shift, but you are an entrepreneur, a brand, and a trusted consultant. So with that comes more responsibility, to quote Spider-Man, with more power comes more responsibility. So you want to make sure that you yeah, you want to make sure that you are aiming higher.
So that was not professional, but I don't really care because this is fun time. But the first step is don't act like me. Be a professional. Be punctual because I'm late for everything else in my life, like literally
Mm-hmm.
everything else in my life. But when it comes to work stuff, not late. Be
Mm-hmm.
prepared. Have that stuff pre-tagged. If you're in Blue Notary, add it as a template, pre-tag it. Katie has a video on it. If you haven't watched it, you're a moron. Go watch it right now. But pre-tag the shit out of it and then go and invite them in. Be
Yeah.
presentable. I don't care if you're in your boxer shorts or your whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
show up and make sure that you look good from the waist up and don't stand up. It sounds
Yes.
basic, but let's leave a lasting impression on our clients.
Yes. And I just wanted to highlight something that I think is very, very important. And I hear some information, and I've actually encountered this as well. But when you are witnessing for another notary, also be presentable.
Oh,
Also be presentable and make a good impression for that notary. And I want to hammer this in because
oh, can
it
you
is
please? Can you
it is
please
yes, because it is
drill, drill,
so
drill?
important because one, you'll get a strongly worded email from me and I do not like doing that.
Katie doesn't
And
like confrontation, but let me tell you, she will get very deep if you've messed that up.
and here's why. Because let's say you are a notary and you are first encountering a title company, you have new signers, you've worked on this for a year to try and get this title company in. This is something that happened to me.
Imagine. Oh no.
This is something that happened to me. Imagine, imagine.
Oh, you were so mad.
Yeah,
I can see
you,
it. So when she smiles too big, that means she's pissed. Just a
but
heads up.
listen to this story because
Oh, I'm listening.
this is a title company that I had been working on for a year. I had the signers come in. Everything was beautiful. I had the witness come in
No.
and they were not professional. They answered a phone call on the witness as I was explaining how to do things. It was not ideal. We got it done. And then I got an email from the title company that was basically explaining the unprofessionalism of that notarization.
May I pose a question?
Yeah.
In that situation, right? Am I able, because you're the Blue
We're
Notary.
working on it's in the
No,
works.
I know. Well,
Are you
asking.
saying like to be able to get rid of that?
Yeah, can I message support and say,
Yes. If
boot
that
them out of here?
happens, we want to know. I want to know. We want to know.
So
Let us
message
know.
support with the session ID and
Yes,
say
that you're
such and
having
such
an
such
issue.
such and such witnesses And
Yes.
you guys will get them out of there.
Yes, because we realize and the whole entire team realizes the significance that each notarization has. And
Yes.
yes, because that title company I had been working on for a year,
Oh, I'm
and
so
each
sorry.
title
I'm so
company,
sorry.
that's okay. I got it together and we're fine now. We made it
Is
work.
that the librarian dress?
Maybe.
It is the librarian
I
dress.
have a ton of different
Did
librarian
you wear the
dresses.
librarian dress when you fixed it back up?
I don't
Because
know.
that's the way you do it. You do that
Is
cute
where the
little
librarian.
smile and you wore the librarian because you were like, this witness sucked.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so but okay, each title company, and I kind of like hammer this in, could represent $15,000 of annual income if they give you 2 notarizations a week, which is not uncommon.
Break that down. Break that.
Sure. So if you get 2 notaries per week at
Okay.
$150, which is usual industry standard for the loan signings, that is $15,600 that you could have as potential revenue from that title company.
So
So that is
$15,600
$600.
by not acting like a dingbat and doing your job right.
Exactly. And so
Wow.
we're all here on the same platform to support each other as a witness. And I still use the witness program, but at the same time, that was not ideal. So I really want to drive that home that
Well, and what I would actually like to say about in a positive note of the witness program is
yes.
I would like to say that you guys have genuinely, since that happened, because I will not, oh, man, if you weren't a part of the group then, join the group, join Blue Notary, join the thing. You should scroll back up. You should see the scathing post that we all got that was like, get your stuff together. And
And
you know what? But it was all factual.
yes.
There was not one thing that I would have taken back because you were saying, get your act together, show up properly, show up professionally, and don't
Mhm.
mess this up. Because if you were doing it for someone else, you would
I
do
would be
that for that.
professional.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're all
Hmm.
just trying to make a living
And serve our clients.
and serve our clients well.
Yeah.
These are very sensitive documents sometimes. Sometimes it's adoption, sometimes it's divorce, sometimes it's parenting plans. And you don't want someone that is
Don't second guess yourself. You are absolutely right.
yeah,
You are
yeah.
absolutely right.
So
But
so
honestly, I think that the education piece that you guys have done, and you also being on the forefront of ensuring that you keep that line of communication open
thank
with
you.
people, and also, right, like people can reach out to you and do it in the group though, guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do it in the
It does
group
make
so
it
that because
easier.
it helps other people, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the feedback that I've gotten, because I talk to notaries one-on-one every once in a while, we do different things that I reach out to them and we talk one-on-one. They say how much it helps for people to ask the questions within the group, because then if there are questions and I might not be able to get to it or the team might not be able to get to it, the notaries,
Search.
well, yes, the search bar, but also the notaries have really become a really good sense of community in the way that they all want to help each other. And I really, really like that.
And
That
I
was
do,
something,
I do have that in my Notary City group as well. It's
yeah.
not as vast as the Blue Notary group, obviously, because you guys are a huge platform. But again, like that's why I made the Notary City platform so that we
Hmm.
could also just freely, I go, swearing is okay in my group. You can do whatever you want
Yeah.
because that's who I am. That's my
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
So be who you are. But at the same time, it all started with the Blue Notary group. And I appreciate that and I value that so much because,
Yeah.
like you said, when I was worried about my first signing online,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I think I said this in the last one where I was just like, what do I do right now? They just did this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what do I do right now? So don't be afraid to ask the questions. Don't post
Hmm.
anonymous. Like, stop. Don't post
I don't think we
anonymous.
have that option.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah.
I hate that. Just post as yourself, ask what you need to ask, and
Hmm.
let's be excellent all together.
Yeah, well, because the other thing is that if you have a question, probably 10 other people have the same exact question, and they might be a little bit too nervous to say it. So you're helping them too. So we're not going to be mean.
Well, to all our notaries out there,
Hmm.
each of our journeys are unique, but
Hmm.
the principles of success remain universal. So cheers to
Hmm.
our growth and our prosperity together. Because Katie, I know you're in it. I know I'm in it. Let's do this.
Yay.